Okay, Zoe's excited, but I don't think it has anything to do with me. Oh, the sun, it's so glary today. We've got a big storm that is going to move in, and we're trying to get things done. I may sit down and talk about that. I would like to talk about baking cookies, but I don't know how many of you make gluten-free. It's the rooster. Gluten-free cookies like I do, because I do it where it's so cheap and it's so good. Look at this. Hey guys, hi, it is Robbie from Southern California. So let's do a quick update on the deck, because I see I'm going to have to do the hummingbirds soon. They are saying that we could get around Christmas Day possibly up to 10 inches of rain. Oh my goodness, with the storm. Now that is not set in stone, but what it is, look how glary it is. We've got like a fog situation that's been coming in, and this is like late afternoon. Sometimes it's here all day, and sometimes it's just like it doesn't go away. But anyways, and it holds a lot of soot in the air. A lot of people set their fireplaces they're not supposed to, and my goodness. But anyways, it potentially could bring in up to 10 inches. Will it? I probably won't. It could though, and that's what they want us to know, because if it slows down when this big pineapple express comes through, it could stall out, and there could be little pockets of places getting 6 inches to 10 inches. So I don't know, but I will definitely keep you informed. So what I've been doing here is starting to go through a lot of the plants, and I'm not trying to plant anything. What I'm trying to do is organize. Oh, I want you to see this. Gary was digging in the yard and he found this. We used to have a tree house, and it must have fallen out of the tree house. This has got to be between 20 and 30 years old. And he dug it out, and look, it almost looks as good as the day it probably was brought out there to, who knows, maybe feed some chickens or something, and it was left outside. But all in all, it's going to be out in the trash. But the idea that it didn't break down, it's still hard. It just broke because he put a shovel through it. Isn't that something? But going back to this, what I am trying to do is organize. You're done? Yeah. Nice job. So I've been going through the shelving. There'll be a lot of things changed. Putting stuff on the bottom, so when the rain comes, it'll be out of the rain, hopefully. I'll talk about the gutters in a minute. I'm not going to be doing anything down in that area yet. I'm going to concentrate here. But I am going through a lot of my plants, and this is where I've been working. Though I'm going to change things around. I'm going to put something here later. You'll see it more, probably more in the beginning of the year. Look, I'm still growing tomatoes. And then here I've got walking onions growing. So let me just step over here. The hummingbirds. I definitely have to do the hummingbirds. I want to change the fountain out. I'm going to change that pumpkin to this pumpkin for the hummingbirds, because they absolutely love this one. So that will be in the window. I'm going to give that a good washing. And then here, look at this strawberry plant. It's coming back beautiful. Going to change that up. I'm going to move that over, and I'm going to do something with that you've never seen before. Let's put it this way. I've got a new technique coming that I don't think I've ever seen anywhere. Came up with it, and it's going to be fabulous. And so many people everywhere will be able to use it. But you'll see it when I get this all organized, because it's going to be cheap and easy for anybody to do. So I'm going to change this up, move this around, and let's take a walk through here. You can see what's going on. These are the pots that I make simply by attaching two pots together. I've got them on a stand, and I can plant in there. I just love it. And then these are the dish pans that I use. This has worked out really good. I want to see if these are going to root in the water. I haven't tried Kufia yet. It almost looks like it might. These are both Kufias. And though you normally wouldn't do it out in the sunlight like this. And then there's the fountain going, my little hippopotamus fountain. But these are just flowers, so many of them. If you see all these Kufias, they're all cuttings. Just go over, stick them in, water them well, and they grow. Then here I'm going to kind of change things up too. And this has been going really good. There's my kitchen window. That's the hook where the hummingbird, where he's feeding out. That's the one where he had a nest. Yes, I know, guys, I'm in your way. There's still food out here. I've got to go through and wash all these and refill them. So let's see what else is going on here. I've got a lot of geraniums. I've got some seedlings I've been putting in here. Whatever makes it, makes it. These are just marigolds. And then I'm gonna clean that up later. That's my kitchen. So all in all, right now it's neat. There's nothing laying around, and I can really start to think about how and what I want to do here. And that's what's going on. Now, we've got tomatoes growing. I've got this, which I absolutely love. This is a mushroom plant. This is such a good herb. Now, it will grow here outside because it's up against the glass and it doesn't want a lot of sun, so it doesn't like the cold wind, like I talk about coming up the canyon. So all this is doing fabulous, again, because there's no cold wind, because it hits the glass and it stops. So I've got my lemon balm, got celery growing in there. Look back there. Don't know if you can see, there's a pepper plant. It's got it's got 4 peppers on it. I already took some off. Again, in the corner, protected by the glass, I'm growing lettuce in these. Oh gosh, these have been great. And I kind of experimented with so many different ways of setting this up, and I figured out the easiest way. No work, no nothing. Right, Zoe? Zoe, you saw I did it? Well, she doesn't care. Do you care? Do you care? Don't look at the camera. And so I've got them growing now all through here, and it's just so easy to take care of. I'll probably have these all over the garden. These sell for about $2 a piece. Now, there'll be a few things I will want to have you do if you get these. At least I'm doing them. But right now, I bought so many of them, and I like them, and I can hang them anywhere. This is the rack. See how rusty it is? I love this. And why do I like rust? Because with rust, I can paint that. So see how this is nice and green? It needs a good washing. The rustier it is, the better it paints. So I'll be painting that fairly soon when I get around to it. Then I've got a tree colored back here. See, it's kind of stunted. It's in a small pot. It's growing with a nasturtium down there. Really, what I'm probably going to do is pop it out of there and drop it in the ground somewhere or in the bird garden, and that will be good. Oh, that's just some sow thistle. I've been leaving this. I've got lettuce under there too, because the goldfinches come in. I'll probably raise that up for the goldfinches once it starts to flower. But all in all, everything's okay. I'm kind of moving little seedlings around. This is pot marigold. And these little ones, these are zinnias. And then this is where I compost. I don't know if I can lift this. Let me see. Oh, we don't drop it. And we got earthworms. Originally, let me move this. I set that up just for the birds, and they would come in and feed, but everything wanted to grow in it. So right now I'm growing all this. I've got garlic chives in there, and I'm still composting. I lift this up and I kind of push it around, and I put my kitchen scraps in there as well. It's just that I have so many, I've got to find different places for it. This is probably a celery coming up. And look, a teeny little zinnia. And then I've got a lot of geraniums that I'm propagating. But I've been working here, but you don't throw anything away. All this you throw away. Yes. But this, you compost that. Put it on the bottom of your pots. So over here, I'm getting ready to do a lot of lettuce. And I've been growing lettuce in the house, under my let pot, outside. Look, I throw lettuce seeds from my plants in there. This is, again, mushroom plant. But I'm going to grow in so many different containers that you're going to see how easy it is. Have a little bit of a technique going on in here. And I've got a little bit of a technique going on in here. And I think I'm experimenting. I think what I'm doing is going to change what a lot of people may or may not be able to do. That may work out really, really well, especially if you're in a hot area where you don't get a lot of rain or you want to not water a lot. We'll talk about that. But there are holes in that one. And that's about it. Here is just an old dress. I don't know when I wore this. So I put a pipe here, just hung it on, took my soldering iron out, hung this on with a curtain rod, or actually that's a shower curtain rod. And look at this. Now I can hang a flag, any fabric. Right now I just took an old dress, and when the sun is beating on my lettuce, or let's say I'm going to go away and I'm not sure how hot it's going to be, I can just draw that and not have to worry about the sun beating on my lettuce. And then I can always change it out. I can just move it over. Look at that. Are these not beautiful? They were so tiny just a short time ago. This is all set up for my seedlings. This one took off. And then I've got some Angel's Perfume back there. I've got 3 of them. Look at that. I'm so excited. I now have Angel's Perfume growing. So I've got more little plants. This I'm just kind of playing around with, but that is Angel's Perfume. Oh, look, it's got a flower and you're all the way in the back. I should be really enjoying you. You know what? Because you're all the way in the back and you are flowering, I'll leave you until I transplant it. And then this is a firecracker plant. This was a cutting that I took off of my original plant, which is down there. So I took that off early in the year. It was a tiny, tiny piece. It's doing really, really well. This is curly leaf lettuce. I was growing that and then it stopped growing and I guess some seeds got in there. Look at that, more marigolds. This is just food containers. I'm going to show you all the stuff we can do with food containers. So that's what's going on here. I definitely will keep you informed as to what is going on because it is scary. The alerts are coming in. There could be potential flooding in so many areas. I know that they have tarped. If you saw, a month ago I came on the deck, that hillside was not tarped. Let's look really quick. They tarped, so they're aware of it. So I don't know what is going to be. The citrus trees are going to absolutely love this. And we've got citrus trees, look at that, all over. They're going to love the rain. But I will let you know how it goes. And then as far as the gutters, look at that. Gary finally got them up today. While I was working on the deck, we were both working on the deck doing things. The point is, when it rains, I have to come out here. No different. The hummingbirds are feeding in the heavy rain. So I come out the door and then I run through here and it's very narrow. And guess what? I'm drenched. I put on a hat and a coat just so I don't get completely soaked. And I'm out here so many times a day. Well, now, if all goes well, I don't know why we didn't have gutters before. I put a gutter up in the front yard when I moved here years ago. Hopefully it will get in there unless it rains too hard. Then it could shoot past the gutter, but we'll see. And then it will end up there. Now, he just did this today. So we're not sure yet where we want to lead the water to, but right now it won't be on my head. I will probably temporarily put a bucket here. And then he's going to analyze where and how he wants to put a downspout. We're also talking about maybe changing it up when it rains, because it's not that often. Look at her sitting here. We might be able to connect something to it where we can lead it to the different trees. We've got the 3 oranges there growing. We've got the hibiscus in the corner. Then we've got the citrus trees down there. I've got the avocado tree there. And we've got an apricot that my daughter gave me. We've got 2 different oranges. We've got the orange tree down there, which is a blood orange. Then we've got another type of orange. We've got kumquats. And then we've got the lemon tree there. So we could direct it different places. We're not sure. Baby steps. This was, like I said, this was done in one day. They're 5-inch gutters. And he's only going to right there. And then I can collect in buckets further down. But I don't walk down there when it's raining. I know that, you can have somebody come do gutters. I asked a handyman once recently about doing gutters. And he brought some guy over and he said, yeah, we could do the gutters. It'll be $10,000. I thought, I did my front myself and I think it cost me $20,000. So I thought, no, I don't have $10,000 for gutters. So anyways, this didn't cost that much. Gary got it all done. So that's what's going on here. I know it still looks messy, but like I said, I'm not trying to really grow. A few things here and there. I'm spreading the lettuce around. And I'll grow some lettuce because nothing's nicer than picking your own lettuce. And I've been tucking it in to different plants. Like I've got one here. I can just come out here. I made a sandwich the other day. These are just weeds I pull out and drop it in there. There's sweet potato in here, by the way. But this is lettuce, so I can use it out of there. I've got celery. This I need to redo. I just didn't get to this yet. I think this is a fig tree. We were debating on what it was. I asked Gary, he said it could be a fig tree, it could be a salvia that we had. I don't think so. Look, see a lettuce there. So I've been kind of sticking lettuce all different places. I've got lettuce growing here. I picked a lot of that off the other day in with my emu, but so I can stick lettuce all over. So as the flowers grow, I get lettuce as well. So this will all be changed. There's going to be a lot of changes coming, but now I'm just going to maintain what's growing, because we're in the winter and I want to make sure, since it's alive, let it go. And then as spring comes or as winter goes on, I'll start thinking about things I want to move, like this. Look how tall and big this is. Just a little cutting I put in here of a tree collard, and it got really tall. This would look really nice in the bird garden. So I'll get that one in the bird garden. I'm not sure if I'm going to put the canopy back on this. Here's the thing. The Orioles won't be back until March, and I could set this up different for them. I could use the clothes racks that I get from Walmart because they're so cheap. They're like 10 bucks. I can move them to where I want. I can have shelter for them. So if I wanted to not have this here and I want to see my view, I can move it over, and then I can hang lettuce in between feeding the Orioles. So I may go with that instead because they've been really fantastic. But we'll see. We'll see as time goes on. And then, of course, Tulle. So many of us cannot grow without Tulle. I am so glad that I introduced, well, I don't know if I introduced it to you. I've been using it since I was a kid. I used to work at a fabric store. So I knew when I was gardening years ago, this was the thing to use. When you go to a fabric store, it can cost you about $2 a yard, sometimes more. I get it on eBay. I have for over 10 years. And it's like $10 for 40 yards. You hear what I said? $2 a yard at a fabric store, $10 for 40 yards, 40, and it's 54 inches wide. So right now that's just hanging there. I can wrap it around a plant quickly if I thought maybe bugs are going to get to it. There's so many things. We're going to talk about that in the spring, and you know that. This is Tulle too. So we'll get into that. I know more and more gardeners on YouTube I see are starting to use it. Years ago, they didn't. They were buying the netting, and you can buy different nettings too, of course, but they're so expensive. For $10, you could do your whole garden. So why not go that route? But again, you do what's going to work for you, because the whole idea is I want you to garden. So with that, I think I'm going to bid you farewell. I don't know where Zoe is. Zoe? Oh, there she is. You're following me around. So I wanted you to have a sneak peek. I wanted to keep you up to date with the rain coming in, and hopefully we won't wash away. And big things like this that can fill with water, I will tip on its side because it's so big. If it gets full of water, who knows? It'd be too heavy. So tip things that don't drain sideways. If you're having a lot of rain, go through, do a walkthrough, and we will be doing multiple walkthroughs as the weather changes within the next day or so. So with that, have a wonderful day. Don't forget to eat what you grow. There's another mushroom plant, and we will be back, and hopefully you'll see the deck this year bursting with flowers, hummingbirds, and food all over the place. Maybe food grown in ways you've never seen before. And if you like it, copy me. And if you got a better way of doing it, go ahead and run with the idea the way I'm going to show you in the spring, and change it in which will work for your deck, patio, garden, wherever. Because I think this is going to make more people garden, even if it's a small garden, because that's what I'm going to do, where you'll be able to just forage as you need. Have a great day again, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye.